Look at that, pretty in pink. Looking good, Ryan, looking good. Yeah, we'll go right around the corner. So Ryan watched one of my videos a few years back where I interviewed a guy. It was he was running a Max D trailer, and he had started a dumpster roll-off business, and he had made it sound like it was all rainbow, sunshines, unicorn, and sparkle farts. And it was just so easy to get started running a dumpster business. So that kind of planted the seed with Ryan. He was making tall grass short, and he was kind of miserable because once you've made tall grass short for more than a summer or two, it's kind of like chewing on leather. It's not very fun. You still do it, but it's not what you really want to do. And he thought there had to be a better way to make a living. So after he saw that video, he started to do some research on dumpsters, and he went and he pulled the trigger. Well, running a dumpster company is not all rainbow, sunshines, unicorns, and sparkle farts either. And today, Ryan, we're going to talk about the equipment. We're going to compare his dumpster trailer with my dumpster trailer, because I found out it's not that easy to run one of these companies either. And we're going to talk about some of the struggles that he's faced along the way, and if he would ever buy this trailer, and after running a business like this, would he pick out a trailer like that? What would he do with this trailer? What would he do differently? The whole 9 yards. We're just gonna live vicariously through Ryan today. So after he gets this parked, I'm gonna introduce you to Ryan, and we're gonna hear his story. And hopefully the goal with this video is, as perfect, Ryan. The goal with this video is by the time you're done with this, if you were thinking about starting a dumpster company, Ryan is going to share what he would do differently if he could start it all over again. I already told him your story, Ryan, about you watching the video from Max D last year. You were cutting grass. Yep. And then you watched that video, and that guy made it sound so easy. And by the way, thanks for coming out. No so much appreciated. And you kind of learned that it's not as easy as that guy made it sound, is it?
Nothing is as easy as YouTube makes it sound.
Right. And I want to bring this out to you guys. So if you're thinking about starting your own company, let's just lay it all out. What would you do different, Ryan? I mean, okay, I'm going to lay that question out to you in a minute. Tell me about your company. Where did you start first?
So I started by ordering equipment.
Okay.
And then from there, I started learning about what I was going to be doing.
Okay.
So that sounds wild to some people, and guess what it sounds like to me? That sounds wild looking back.
Hey, I bought when I got started, Ryan, I bought a dump truck that I had no license to drive. I had to ask the mechanic what the buttons did. I'd hang on the windows of other dump truck drivers, go, hey, what does that do? How do you do this? No clue. So yeah, it's not unheard of. In fact, I think that's the way a lot of entrepreneurs start. The guys that have that drive and motivation, nothing's going to stand in their way. They know what they want to do. Is this what you ordered?
This is what I ordered.
Okay, so this is, what trailer is this, Ryan?
This is a Geneva roll-off made by Protainer. So Protainer creates, they make a few different lines of trailer. They make the Geneva, which is a very entry model trailer. They make it in a gooseneck. They make it in a bumper pull. Both the Geneva and their.
So they make two different models.
Yep, and the Pro Roll has a gas engine.
Okay.
It's got hydraulic reeving cylinders. Both of them are standard rail. So that's one thing that guys need to look for if they're specifically wanting to get into a.
So tell me about that. Tell me this, because a guy, I'm saying there's a guy that has a dream and he's sick of making tall grass short and wants a better living, or anything. I don't care if you work at Walmart and you want to make a better living. Yep. What do you mean a standard rail and to watch out for?
So the rail what I'm talking about, we can go to the back of this one here to see the best representation, is these rails right here are 36 inches apart.
Okay.
The reason that's important, and I'll show you this trailer is not the same.
Okay.
The reason that's important is because when you outgrow this trailer system, you're going to want a standard rail, because when you go to a truck, they're almost all, unless somebody builds something custom, they're all standard rail.
So are you telling me that you could take this dumpster and use it on not pull it behind a pickup truck anymore? If you want to upgrade, you can't do that with this one.
I can with this one.
You can with this one.
I can't with this one.
So this is a dedicated pickup only truck,
Yep.
but this one allows you to expand.
Yep.
Okay. So this is a benefit to this one,
benefit.
to this system.
That's one thing I did do right
Okay.
with this system. is
Okay.
I made sure that it was standard rail, because when you grow, you don't want to have to buy dumpsters for your trailer to grow your trailer business to be able to afford a truck, and then sell your dumpsters to get dumpsters that work on your truck.
Does that make sense to you guys? Basically what he's saying is you buy a trailer system where the dumpsters can go from truck to trailer, trailer to truck, and back and forth,
Exactly.
and not be married to just one single power unit.
Exactly.
Okay. And so that's what these guys do right. And where, like with the Durahall, there's nothing wrong with the Durahall. In fact, the build quality of the Durahall is, I think, great. I'm going to get your opinion on it.
We'll look at it.
You might be thinking different, and that's respectful. I don't care. I want this to be about these guys and helping them out. But as I look at your trailer, I'm looking at, I mean, your trailer and my trailer are the same age.
Yes.
And you're, Ryan's like, yes,
Yes.
I know. And we've got some stuff going on here that I wouldn't want to see on any trailer that's a year old. Because it's about, what, 1 or 2 years old, Ryan?
I brought it home, and your YouTubers can comment exactly what day it was. It was the Friday before Memorial Day. No, Labor Day. So September, it was the Friday before that, because I went to Alexandria and back twice. And that should have been like a 6-hour day. That took me like 10 because of traffic for the holiday.
Oh, yeah.
So that was last year. I think it was September 2nd, but like I said, your commenters can inform us what day that was.
Okay, so you've got a standard rail. This is upgradable. Anything you want to talk about with the winch before we start talking about some of the harder lessons that you've learned running your own company?
The winch system isn't ideal. That's where the gas engine with the hydraulic reeving cylinders, which basically it's pulleys on a hydraulic system. So you're not wrapping a cable around a drum. You're just stretching the cable out. It's been a year. It's been just fine for me. It'll be just fine if you don't abuse stuff. I take great care of my cable. I always make sure it's on the drum straight. It doesn't get tangled up. Trying to think of anything else.
Yeah, well, my trailer has the same setup. So we're going to look. We've just seen where Ryan's trailer, and Ryan's trailer does get more use, but my trailer gets used too. And it's not about use. It's just about, I looked at this heck earlier in the year. I was over at your house, and I'm like, Ryan, damn.
And it's, to be honest, it's been just fun. It hasn't gotten worse since May. But from September to May, it got to look like this, and now we're going to go back into another winter, and what's it going to look like in the spring?
Yeah, that's terrible. So here's my trailer, same age. I don't have any rust on it, but I've got the same thing that Ryan is talking about. I've got to be careful how my cable goes up.
Yep.
But I mean, I do have some rust, but I mean, I've got some rust here and a little bit of rust there.
And that's probably from rock chips from your truck throwing rocks at it, which is a lot of mine.
Yep.
A lot of mine. But there's also spots on mine that there's no rock chips.
There's zero rock chips.
Like on the gooseneck, there's some spots on there that
I noticed you don't have a toolbox. Well, I guess
there's a toolbox, but it's full of
there's plastic.
batteries and.
I mean, I don't know if I would like a plastic toolbox. I mean, I'm not trying to cut on these guys.
Yeah.
Would you buy this trailer over again?
That's a question.
That's
I
a question.
would.
Okay.
For the reason of it's electric. If I do buy a truck and I start running only on just a straight truck, this can sit. I can keep this. It can sit, and I don't have to worry about the gas and that small gas engine going bad. This can sit for a year and a half.
Yep.
I can plug it back into my truck and we're going.
So let's look at Ryan's internal setup, and then as soon as we're done with that, Ryan, what I want to talk to you about is, what would you tell yourself if you could go backwards in time to when you were first starting out? What would you say to you to be prepared, and would you do it all over again? But let's just take a peek at my setup here. So this is my setup right here. I got my remote right here. I mean, I personally, I like the Durhal. I think they build a good. I think they build good quality stuff.
Yeah.
And would I ever buy another Durhal? Absolutely, I would buy another Durhal.
Yeah.
I don't know after seeing the condition of your trailer if I would buy that trailer again. But you make some great points about that rail system.
Yep.
I think that's a solid thing. How many dumpsters do you have?
So that's where I have 6 right now. When I bought it in last year, I bought 4. I tried some stuff. I tried some dump trailers, mixing those into the fleet. They don't mix well, in my opinion.
Oh.
So if I drop one of these off at a customer's house, and then they call me and they say, "Hey, I need another one." Well, if all I have available is a dump trailer,
Mm-hmm.
I have to go pick this up, bring it back, and dump it,
Mm-hmm.
and then bring it back. Or I can go pick this up, drop it off at home, bring a dump trailer back. You can't be,
Let's be clear. What do you mean by a dump trailer?
just a,
Just a 10-yarder?
yeah.
Just a shorter box. So what you're referring to as a
traditional, just a dump trailer.
oh, you're talking about just a
not
dump
even
trailer.
the roll off. Yeah.
No, I was thinking you were maybe talking about a roll-off dump. You know, the lower sides that
Yeah.
can only haul concrete or heavier
Yeah.
materials. You don't want to fill it up with light material.
Yeah. So I'm talking about a separate trailer. Unhook the gooseneck, hook a bumper pull trailer up, drop that off.
Okay.
That doesn't mix well.
Oh, okay.
From my experience, if you had maybe a roll-off truck, then maybe you could, and a CDL,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe you could mix those two.
Okay, so let's get to the question where we first started. What would you say to yourself starting all over again?
It's hard to think, because there's the stuff that's chapped me is stuff that it happens 1 out of 200 times. You know, I've gotten stiffed on some stuff that you can't charge the customer ahead of time for, like mattresses or box springs or stuff like that. I have a customer that owes me $270 that's blocked my phone number. I can't call him on any of my phones. They blocked transactions from the bank.
Well, do you have his address? We could all just drop some garbage off and then say, hey, you know what? You didn't pay for it. We're returning
I
it.
should do that.
I actually did that to a tenant of mine.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
should do that. I should bring back the mattresses and the appliances. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things.
That
It's
wasn't the eye-opening thing, though, was it? I mean, was it just like not compensating for mattresses, tires, batteries, things, paint, things like
yeah,
that?
So it's hard, because the way I run my business, I don't come from money. I don't have money, so I treat everybody's money as if it was my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I try not to charge the customers absorbently. I try to make the margins as thin as possible while I still support my wife and my kid. And that's the biggest thing, is I don't worry about money. That's what I've learned, is the money is always going to come. What I worry about is time. We can't make more time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna die at some point. So the most time I can spend with my kid and stuff, that's what I've found, is I stay at home with my kids more, or my son, more than I am working, which is, I'm pretty proud of that.
Okay, so you told me on the phone that when you first got into it, it was a lot. It was the learning curve was a lot steeper than what you were anticipating, because the guy from Max D made it sound like you hook up a trailer, you go to work.
Yeah.
What did you learn that says, hey, that's not even close to being true?